Why you won't go around, Jared? All right. So today is June the 14th, 2025, and I just got off of work and I am about to go somewhere and take a bath and freshen up. I am just getting off. Last night when I got off of work, I um, got off of work and came out, and somebody had put X's all over the windshield of the car. And I parked my car by the door where there are cameras at. Tonight, when I came out and got in the car, it looked like my gas tank was open. Um, Not sure, but that's what it looked like. Um, my car has a bumper to bumper warranty, so I'm not worried about anything about that. When I got out, there was also a threat on the phone. I'm going to post it um, when I get somewhere. Um, I went to work. I had a pretty chill, okay night. I worked with all men and one person, but I worked with all men. Um, it's the usual bathroom swaps as usual, but nothing major. I worked with all men. I had a pretty chill night. Um, I need to check my bag to see if anything is missing out of it. Somebody broke my water bottle that was totally sitting out of the way. Um, they broke the top and broke it in half, so I couldn't have anything to drink. So I had to drink out of um, the bottom of the cup. So that is what happened tonight. That's nothing major either. Um, So I need to just check my bag to see is anything missing out of it. But I don't really take anything to work, but like some spray and something to like wash off with when I get off, and that's it. Um, this stuff just started happening like the last 2 days, and I notice it's been only with a certain person talking to me at work. So tonight when I got off of work, I avoided, talking to anybody, especially this certain person. So I got off. My Wi Fi didn't work on my phone at first. So, but when I turned Bluetooth off, it did. So I was able to get my Wi Fi back on, and now I'm on live. Um, Riding down the road, traffic is bad for some reason, which is abnormal. Um, and it was bad earlier today going to work, so I think this is something more. Um, I got off tonight and went to pull over at the store. I didn't go to the pilot um, because I noticed that the law is coming to the parking lot of my job and putting tags that could they're making it look like I'm following them somewhere, like, and the deal with it is only law enforcement can make tags. So when I was leaving, PGS says Pilot gas station, and so I was going there to take a shower when I got off, but when I saw that, I said no. The other night, I saw um, GTR, which is Go to Racetrack, and so I look and see if I see a tag that match what I'm thinking of what I want to do, and then that kind of lets me know, number one, who's at the job, and then so that's not a good idea at all. And then to see what's going on. So I didn't do that JF3. Oh, let me see what that is. JF3 6F or whatever that is, handicap Florida tag. So I didn't do that to go take my shower. So, and I didn't want to go to the lady's house at night because I just didn't feel like any flips or flops. And plus, it's dark over there at night, and they don't turn on any outside lights or anything. So I don't want to go over there and then have to come back out late at night. And I definitely don't want to leave my car outside over there. So I just left. So the next thing is um, I left, came out of work, pulled over at the on Covington Highway to use the phone to check my Wi-Fi. I couldn't get it to working, so I got back on the road, pulled back off on La Vista Road, and I was able to get it working once I turned off Bluetooth. The next thing is I have noticed that whenever I am driving, there is always a budget truck or a large um, truck that if I was to pull over right now, the law is driving 18 wheelers and moving trucks and are coming with me wherever I go to make it look like I'm meeting people for whatever reason. So tonight I pulled over at the store and I was literally hadn't even got there like 60 seconds yet, and they were pulling up right behind me in a budget truck. So I pulled off, and it looked like they started to pull off too. So um, that is the thing right now. That is bad. That they have been doing it, but it was subtle. It's gotten to be aggravated and more intense right now. So, last night they had a guy that was being really weird, just walking, around the car, um, as if he was trying to figure out, you know, what I was doing or whatever the situation was, just trying to intimidate me or to make me fearful. That was last night. So, anyway, like I said, so that is pretty much what's going on. I just got off of work. I was going to get me some water or something because I felt like I didn't get a lot to drink tonight at work. I worked a lot and I was busy working, so I didn't want to stop and get off task and go get something to drink. So I get to work about, a good amount of time before my shift. So I have time to get water, um, to get whatever I need to get ready to go to work. So I go in and I use the bathroom, I get ice, I put ice in my cup, I get water, I get a snack, I do whatever I need to do so that when it's time to go clock in, I am all set and ready to go. So tonight, they broke my cup. And so it was only a few people working and broke my cup, so I couldn't have anything to drink. So I didn't worry about that. So I'm still didn't go over to the place to stay tonight because I don't like staying in a house where people are engaging in witchcraft practices and evil stuff like that. Every time, the other day I went over there and took a nap, and it's just not the right environment. And when I dreamed that Harvard was protecting me from something. Somebody was doing something, and I dreamed I had Harvard. I dreamed a mixture of dreams, but I dreamed that somebody was trying to do something, and Harvard was protecting me and started barking. So that kept me alert. So I just don't like the environment. I probably don't because I know it's not a good environment, and when people are doing stuff they ain't got no business doing, everybody's not going to do the same thing. Everybody's not going to say the same thing. So I don't worry about somebody saying, well, you're just being you know, this, or you're just being paranoid, or you're just thinking too hard. Everybody's not going to do the same thing. Everybody's not going to say the same thing that matches what somebody else did. Just like the lady on Hemperley Road wouldn't match what Joe did, and the lady on Hemperley Road wouldn't be overly big at the top to link in why they want me working at FedEx with a bunch of men so you could look strong. Because that lady on Hemperley Road was really large. So why would they want you to be that big at the top, which is the total opposite of what I said. I said I wanted to be top heavy, which I am anyway, like Dolly Parton. And they took it and turned it into wanting me to look like a man because the lady on Hemperley Road is really large at the top, like she do some type of upper workout training. So now I see that is what the goal was for, or goal is for FedEx. Now, why do they want me to be strong like a man? Well, they want me to actually be a man. That is the ultimate goal. So they have went through a process, a series of changes, and I wonder if some of these changes are maybe hormonal shots or something like that. They would have to be doing something so that my DNA would be that of a male and not of a female, of who I am, like my mom made me and like God made me. They are totally, totally making me into somebody that I'm not. They said recently, which is not new, that they were going to make me a twin or say that I had a twin. They have started that. That was a narrative that got started back in what was that? California, around. See, the first time they said that, I was at the the laundromat, and I think the first time they said that was when they introduced the white Audi that they got. Um, that was Curtis Ketchup's. So that's when that started and how that started. So they have just gone through. This is the most. I think that in the end, this is going to top out to be one of the most extreme cases in um, in history, and I do believe it's going to be one of the most expensive. And I do also believe that it's going to be um, a story. I think it's going to be on uh, every possible um, network um, that it could be on. Because if people knew, like they do, but if people knew, if Hollywood got the okay to write this story, I think somebody's already writing it. Um, I think this is already a thing. People, it's already in the works because I get everybody know about the tag switching, everybody know about letters, everybody know about the abuse that I went through that have made my life the way that it is. So though they say she's crazy, this, that, and they know very well that's not the case. They know what's going on because everybody communicates me and sends messages in the same way. So you wouldn't know what the plot is if you don't know. So, like, a regular person wouldn't know this unless somebody in law enforcement told it. So you have to know that they were talking to her in using letters and not in words. So it's called extreme messaging, and it's a step further than texting. So let's say if you want to say, "Where are you?" WRU. Well, in extreme messaging, that's a little different. It could still be that, but it's a little different. So, a good example of extreme messaging is PGS, Pilot Gas Station. So, but that may go with another, it may go with another variable. So you'll get that, you'll get a picture, or you'll get a shirt, or you'll get a YouTube channel, you'll get something to link what that is or what that person is trying to say to you. It now it's just tags, but it was never that way. Um, it was always in the form of multiple things. So you would get the tag, and then you would get a picture, and like I said, you would get, something to go along with it, so you knew exactly what the person was saying, and you would get them all at the same time. They wouldn't be like, I don't know, I got to guess, or this was this before. It now it's just all out of control because it's not what it used to be, because it's changed, because the narrative has changed so many times. Now they put anything on those tags to make it seem like I'm following somebody. Or if I go to McDonald's right now, then they will put on a tag right after I go to McDonald's GTM. So it'll look like you went to McDonald's because we told you to. Because the law says that we're going to say that you're a witch and that you're under the influence of witchcraft. Now, why is that a thing, and why do they want to do that? Because in April of 2022, they put on TV with the movie from the guy that um, plays on uh, what is that house? What is that? Oh, what is the name of that show? House of Pain. I think the name of the story is something about love, but they said that they put at the end of the movie, um, they overwrote it, and it was not a part of the movie. It was totally when the movie had went off. They flashed it and said, "We're gonna make you, um, we're gonna put you under a spell and do this, blah blah blah." I'm not gonna go into all that. And I just seen the demonic force in it and said, "No weapon formed against me shall prosper." And I just rebuked the devil and prayed and didn't do it. Now, that let me know that that guy that I was at, oh, this is so good. This is so good what I'm about to say. This is so good what I'm about to say. I said, when this happened, I was um, at this guy's house that was all things related to this and what he was doing. So what happened is, when this took place, the Lord had already told me, had showed me, I don't want you laying next to him. I don't even want you sleeping with him. You already know that. So when the Lord showed it to me in my mind, When I woke up and saw it was just a big cat over me, and it was God showed me in from a spiritual perspective what I was joining my body to when I laid with this person, laid next to him. And I said, oh my God, oh my God. It was disgusting what I saw. And I saw, and the Lord said, I don't want him touching you. Your body belongs to me. And that black cat, the satanic worship, I don't want you next to him. I don't want you. I said, oh my God. So then when I saw what was on TV, because the law tells people what channels to turn to because they know what they're going to stage, what they need to catch false evidence from. So if he was engaged in that, why are you, why, how could you be in the same place? And I said, oh my God. So I saw that, and ever since then, I mean, I have said something to the guy. I probably forgot what God had said, but I know I didn't sleep with him no more. But it was just something, it gave me an epiphany of having sex with somebody and joining your body with someone, and you should know because the Holy Spirit should tell you. But when you're just thinking, oh well, this is just because I shouldn't be having sex with him because I just shouldn't be having sex out of marriage. No, you shouldn't be having sex because you shouldn't be joining your body with that demonic spirit. It is a witchcraft spirit. So once I saw that, that totally changed every thought that I had. And so I said, Lord, protect me and help me and to keep me and to give me wisdom and to let me see. So to say that, that is where that whole plot came from. And I seen it, they put it on TV, and I just took authority over it in the name of Jesus. I just been praying. So that is the whole shabla of why uh, law enforcement um, does that. That is the reasoning behind that, why that is a thing. It started from that. Um, it started from that narrative of um, we'll make it like this and say that this happened from this, and every time you see this tag, then it's coming from this, or it came from this, that it came from different things. And so that's where um, the plot originated. So we'll say that you're following us, or we'll say that you are following what the witches are telling you to do, because the FBI knows that these people. We've talked about it before through extreme messaging. They know that um, certain people hired people uh, to do things, and some law enforcement did. They are aware of that. So they were aware. They're aware of everything. The FBI is not asleep on nothing. I say they are because they're not doing what I want them to do, but they are not asleep on anything. They are aware of all parts moving, all variables moving in this stupid, dumb, ignorant operation. So, like I said, um, that is pretty much the size of it and what's going on and what's been going on. So I didn't worry about it. I just pray. I got yesterday that spirit came and tried to bother me at work. So they send people at work to bother me that represent certain things, like the doodle girl that used the bathroom. They know because they say they cloned me and they know my thoughts. So if they know she's about to go pee, she has to pee. So they will send, first of all, they'll send a man to the bathroom. And then after they send a man to the bathroom, then they will turn around and they will have somebody else in the that has been in the bathroom before that may put chocolate all over the seat or leave feces in the toilet or something like that. And so when you walk in, that's the first thing you see, like it's a message. So they did that at work. The girl did it, and she thought it was hilarious because they told her what I thought about it. So she thought it was just hilarious. So every time I saw her, that was the association. Well, that was what the devil wanted me to think. So I didn't do that. I didn't have that thought. The Lord told me yesterday when she came in the trailer and I was going to get offended by what she did. The Lord said, that's not the energy that I want you to put back with that. For uh, disobedience to my word is the same sin as witchcraft. It's the same energy that she have if you don't follow what I said and what I told you to do. What I want you to do is don't back down from that, from what that spirit came in here to do. Don't let that spirit win. So when you see that spirit, don't get mad because she crapped in the toilet and left it for you to see. I want you to say what I said. And I said, Lord, well, thank you for helping me to do good to those that do evil, to love my enemies, and to pray for them, for they know not what they do. So when I saw her, I didn't see the feces anymore. I looked over her and prayed for her. So every time they put her around me that night, I didn't see that anymore. I only saw what God wanted me to see. And so that was the part that I felt really good about because I saw an opportunity for growth. It's not an opportunity for you to um, get upset and to feel a certain type of way. It's an opportunity for you to just merely uh, do it God's way. Now, what is doing it God's way? Doing it God's way is, like I said, when I saw you know what the intent is because you know what the plot is. So you know what they keep saying they're going to do. So if you know that, then what is the key objective here? The objective is to what? Is to put on the whole armor of God and to pray as much as you can. Tony Evans says, for we almost must come to um, that the time when it's an evil day, it's an evil presence. So that's not the objective, to meet that spirit on the level that it's on. That spirit has no power at all. So when I saw it, God let me know last night in the trailer, it has no power. I want you to get that in. I want that to be second nature. Get that in your mind. That spirit has no power. What does the word say? Greater is he that is in you than he that is in the world. You have to speak back to that. If the enemy knows or even thinks that you're in fear of what he has intended, tried, plotted, manipulated, he will try and play with that. The enemy knows that he is defeated. This is already a given. But if he can try to play with your mind and to make you bamboozled with what he has to say, then what? Then you'll win. For example, I just pulled up in the front of that restaurant over there and they're closed. What restaurant in the world that has a marketing strategy or tactic, what restaurant would put a snake at the door of the restaurant on a picture and advertise their food? Only a retarded nut would do that. But also have to think of what was law enforcement doing at on Bethesda Road. So when you look at that and you look at the environment, people don't pay attention to what you're ordering from and what these restaurants are saying and doing. They just go in and don't pay attention. Half the people don't pay attention to um, uh, your logos and your pictures when you go in restaurants. You're just buying stuff and you're not paying attention to what that person is advertising and what spirit they're under when they created whatever. So I like the girl at night tonight at work said it came in there to swap with me and said, "Oh, I like these chips that are made from here." And I said, "Oh, I don't." I didn't pay her any attention. I know she was a demonic spirit. I know that it was sent to intimidate me. Well, did you also, if you want to sit there and say that this is what you did you see? I'm not even going to say that. I'm just going to let that go. But the point of the matter is, it is time to stay under the anointing where his power is. Ever since God showed me and I had that, I was re-epiphanized, that's my word, of what God allowed me to see in that guy. I'm telling you, it was life changing because I connected that he wasn't for me. I connected that law enforcement was using him. I connected everything that he was doing, but I didn't see it from that spiritual perspective. And when God let me see he was a cat and was all over me, he said, "I don't want him touching you." And I would notice when I would lay down, like these scouts that always be wanting me to, you know, "Oh, well, you could come over and lay down," especially Marta. And, "Oh, you could come over here and stay." And they will all, want to act like they putting their hands around me and rub my spine. Don't touch my back. Don't touch me. I literally don't touch my back. Don't put your hands near me. And so God was allowing me to see that, allowing me to see what was going on, to see and to get it. And so I did. It is not, it's, and everything we do when we're a child of God, the devil is going to come and try to do whatever he can to take you out of the will and the presence of God. Point blank, period. And the more anointed you are, the more chosen you are to do a certain thing, the more that spirit doesn't want God to win. So tonight when I went to work, they put a tongue in the ice tray. They um they did a lot of stuff. Um but I didn't I just saw it and prayed. It's nothing I hadn't seen before. So I just saw it, and it did. I didn't. I'm quite sure they know that. They probably said, "We'll wait and see what she says when she look at it." She didn't say nothing. Did she think? Nope. Did she think twice about it? Nope. Was it? Was she scared? Nope. Didn't. I never thought anything else about it. I seen it before, in California, and it didn't. I seen it and just I knew it's like that part has been a spiritual um uh thing for me. When you see it, pray, cover yourself in the blood of Jesus. No weapon formed. That's like it. Like whatever I see that they do, the reaction is, no weapon formed against me shall prosper. Covering myself in the blood of Jesus, and that's it. And I go on. Like it's nothing around me that God and the FBI can't see. And so, and I don't want to put them on the level as being God because they're not God, but they are little gods in this earth. And in this situation involving me, um, there is nothing that they don't see. So when I go to work, I don't ever be worried about, oh, this person's going to do this or that. You know, like the person that put the X's on the windshield. The FBI seen it. Will they do something about it today? Probably not. They'll probably come back 20 years later, but or they'll do something in their way. But no, I don't be worried about that. I don't be concerned about that at all. I I strictly say no weapon formed against me shall prosper, and I move on. Just dismiss it. I don't allow myself to stay in um, the the thought of these people and what's going on, because you can't. If you do, you will stay in a rut of uh, sheer panic. I mean, just in such a way that you can't fathom what to do. If I let myself really soak in everything that is going on, you won't be right. And so I don't let them do that to me. Them, the FBI, all the other people. It's a bunch of them. I don't let that happen. Banks, uh, people that own stuff that's involved, mainly banks and law enforcement, but uh, mainly banks. Um, but I don't let stuff like that bother me. Um, I think all the time. Today I be thinking, I just don't let it. I think that it's affecting me reasonably. I mean, I'm not 100% the same. Um, that I used to be, and that's only because of, look at how extreme I live my life. I sleep and be on live every day, every minute of the day that I'm not at work. That's the only time it go off. And they purposely don't let me take my phone because they know if she take her phone and she see this foolishness, we don't know what she would do. Uh, and so they say you can't have your phone. But if they let me have my phone, then again, will I take pictures of abuse that they do? It probably. If a tongue in the thing, yeah, probably taking a picture of that and put that on YouTube. Will she take? Probably. If it's coming and seeing the X's on the windshield like I did, yeah, that's going on. That's because that's outside and that's my car and that's my possession. So yeah, I'm doing that. But um, and they probably didn't want me to have my phone because at Amazon I did, and they used to be in Amazon with going to the bathroom, swapping with me, going in there, turning on NFC, sending, doing stuff. The screen was faded in the back, and they're sending headshots and over. I mean, they showed their asses at Amazon, and I ran out of there. Just forget it. I forget it. I don't want to work nowhere that I'm going to have to come to work and be under this type of stress. Forget it. You can have it. Kiss my grits. And that was it. I ran out of, like, gone. Hate it. I hated working at Amazon. Loved the job. Loved Amazon. Hated the work. Hated it. They made my life hell from June to October, and did everything you can possibly imagine while I was there at work. And they used to threaten me to all types of stuff that they were going to do. And probably why they don't let me have the phone, because if they did, they know they know what they did at Amazon. And so the FBI is saying we're not going to do this again because we know what they did at Amazon to her. They know they were there. They were there. They know. And so they used to watch them ding me when I'm getting going under the conveyor belts. They doing stuff, sending messages, talking over TD Jakes, didn't let me work. So they say we not gonna let her have a phone. Nobody has a phone there, but the people that we want to have a phone. So she can't have a phone at work. So we know she won't be aggravated in this way. But then we know that she won't take pictures of the abuse. And so that's like tongues in the tray and tearing up stuff and just doing the most. So they don't allow it. And that's cool. Do I like leaving my phone outside in the car? No. Why? Because I think they come and use it. I resulted to tying my stuff up before I go to work, knowing that there's nothing you can possibly do to keep these people out of absolutely anything that you have. These are professionals. They will do whatever they want to do whenever they feel like it. And there's no law to keep them from doing whatever they want to do whenever they want to do it, wherever they want to go, and whatever they want to go in, and do whatever they want to do. They can turn your phone on and turn it back off. They can use it and make calls, clear out the thing. They do. It's nothing with this phone that they have done to me that I have not already seen before. Nothing. I know everything that they can do to it. So I don't, nothing phases me. If they want to use the phone, they're going to use the phone. If they want to call, they're going to call. If they want, matter of fact, they will do more with your not seeing than when you are having it in your possession. They will do more because you're not there to see the phone switch. You're not there to see them download stuff and take the app off the screen. Just and you think that your apps, and you keep wondering every day these apps keep growing because they keep installing stuff. When I looked at the LG, when I looked at the Power Moto phone, because the screen is messed up, and I looked at it, they had downloaded about 15 things using games as the face of their systems. And I said, what is this junk on this phone? And they just do whatever they want to do. And they do that most when you are not paying attention, when you are asleep. This is when they're doing the most. So when I go to work, that is their time to have a ball. I probably look in this phone and see stuff that I'm not using. That's not mine, that I didn't download. But they do that. So I just don't worry about it. I just, like I said in my notebook today, I'm at the top. I'm all the way. It don't get no higher than this. So it's good in some ways. It's bad in some other ways. It's good in some ways, and it's really bad in other ways. Is the setup really, really bad? Yep, but it's not as bad as it. That's what I know they could do. I'm not. It's not that. Like, these people can do a lot. It's not that. Do I get death threats every day? Every day of the week. Every day of the week. It's not one day go by that somebody don't. Not one day. Every day of the week. Every single day of the week. Never, ever get a day that somebody is not putting a black bag, black gloves, black. It's just, you just, not one day of the week. But could it be worse? Yeah. And could it, like, is it, I just don't, like I said, I don't let this get to that point that you cannot let this soak in and do more than it already has. Look at how you're having to live your life. They got you out here homeless with no place to live so that they have access to you. They want access to you and your body whenever they want to. So if you go stay in a place to stay, well, they will still come, but in an apartment or a house, oh, we will really be breaking and entering. So we don't really want to, we do it anyway, but we don't really want to do it like that. We do it on a different level where you can't tell or you can't say anything, or we're not going to really just go into an apartment like that because you could do this or a neighbor could see. So that is the only reason. So, but if you stay in your car and you fall asleep, we could gas you there. We could do this. We could come and get in the car. We could pull up around you. We have more access. We can play. When you go and stay with somebody that they let you stay with, it's access. We can play. You could get shots. I will never forget. I still can't fathom that when I was just at that address at 50 Adams Lake Boulevard, Unit 220, I still cannot believe I didn't use the bathroom one time on my own at that man's house. Not once. And now every day I'm not there, I use the bathroom like I should. Every day with no help, no effort. And every time I think about that, I want to file something in court. Every day I think about that, I want to file something in court. I don't care if it go anywhere. I want as many paper trails as I can get to this right here. Every day I think about that he was doing something to you. He was gassing you because I kept saying I don't remember certain parts of the night. I sleep. Ketchup would tell you I can hear anything. And when all that, the world goes silent, that is gas. That is gas. Like, I'm awake now and I hear a car and a motor and this and I hear that. When I'm asleep, I can still hear that. I can hear conversations. I can hear people talking. When all of that goes silent and you don't hear nothing and no more sounds and you just wake back up, that is gas. That is gas. You were gassed. Somebody put you to sleep. What they did when you went to sleep, look around. Could have been the phone, could have been a shot, could have been somebody coming. It does it anything. All is fair. All's fair in sleeping gas. It all's fair. If you laying down, could get raped. Yeah, damn sure did at 15, 17 best at the road. They can't tell me that. I can't wait till that we go to court and they go pulling out them screens. I keep that on my mind. I keep that in the narrative. That if they pull out any of them men and they do them men just like receipts, bring them back around, and them men been already done raped you before, and they bring them back around and had them people working with you at your job or working somewhere. That man done raped you before, and they brag about that. They did it in um California. Uh, HRU is he raped you. They do it. They tell you what they did because they want you to be like, oh, they want that. They do. I promise you they do. They want that on every possible level that you could get. They want to literally drive you out of your mind with all of the stuff they are capable of. And they're hoping that you do because they know that if you were to tell people that the law did this, they would say, she's crazy. But in reality, they know that do they have the potential? They got more than the potential. They got resources. And they all do it. It ain't one place in state that I done went to yet that don't do it. They all do it. North Carolina was about the only one that wasn't just retarded. Kentucky, that's where the gas started. That's where it originally started. I kept saying, I don't know. I was asleep. Why can't I? I keep getting up being so tired. Gas. Gas. Ketchup said he came in here. I didn't hear nothing. Gas. Gas. Gas and stealing clothes. And it started in Kentucky. Definitely. The more talk, definitely don't go back there. Definitely. What else? California is retarded. Just don't know. They tell you we know we are nuts up here. We know it. They are out there in California right now with no dash cams on, with an all white police department in 2025. When I seen that, I told the FBI, y'all are going to give an account before the Lord. Y'all got California no dash cams. Them all white cornbread fed police officers like Mr. Myers talking about this is my block. Hello, sir. No dash cams. None. All white police staff. I told the FBI, I'm telling Oprah on y'all. This is absurd. When I saw that, I hadn't noticed that first. I just kept saying, well, all they officers just keep me in white. When I went there and then somebody told me, oh, they don't have no they don't have no black officers. I seen one, and I think the FBI put him in there. I don't even think he was real. I think he was one of them. And I said, I'm telling, I'm telling on y'all. Y'all just done got too far out of control, and y'all are supposed to be police, and are in contradiction to every rule that y'all. I'm going to tell the Lord. This is ridiculous. This is what y'all do. And had I not ever been homeless, I never would have looked at them this way. Nobody pays them any attention. Or why are y'all not hiring black people? I'm going I'm going to tell. I'm going to tell that. I'm telling that. And the FBI knew it. She's telling that. I'm telling that. And y'all don't have on no cameras, so nobody don't know what y'all doing to these black people when you pull them over. And that man said, I'll take you all the way to Colton. And you're trafficking? I'm definitely that white man said, I'll take you all the way to Goten. And you chewing tobacco kind that put that stuff. Oh, you have all of the traits. I am ah, traumatized. That man said, I'll take you all the way to Goten. You're trafficking niggers? Wait till I tell the FBI about that. I bet you want to regret that you said that statement. That man said, I'll take you all the way to Goten. You're taking niggers in your car with gas that belonged to the state with no dash cam. California ain't wrapped too tight. They ain't wrapped. They already know it though. But see, the one thing I like about California, they know they not wrapped too tight. They already know it. They already know it. They told me we're nuts. They know they don't have good sense. They know that. They already know. They not. They're trying to be something that they not. They know that they are not wrapped too tight. They already know that they got loose screws and they have went so far away from what they supposed to be doing. They already know. But one thing they do know is, but when a person is right, they right. I want respect up there. How else can you explain if it wasn't God? If them people didn't see God, how else do you explain that talking on this level, saying all the stuff I done said about government agencies, and you are alive, sleeping at a bus stop? Nobody bother me. The man came out there himself and said, you must be something serious for all of the people to be after you. The black man came out there and said that verbatim. You got to be something serious. They saw God. They saw God. And they know I was right. It was God though. It was God. They saw God. I ain't gonna take no credit for that. No way in the world. No way nobody else would have made it out of this. Doing what I have done and talking trash, and you are asleep and we can come get you from right there, and ain't nobody come. It was God. They saw God. The FBI saw God. The police saw God. The Mexicans saw God. The killers saw God. They saw God. They saw God. They saw God. They saw God. And God protected me. And I won respect. And I should have stayed. I should not have came back down here. Because I won respect, and they was telling me that they would have protected me from Georgia if I would have stayed up there and stayed quiet. Be quiet. Because we know what Georgia did to you. Be quiet though, and we will take care of you. And they told me they would give me treats. And daddy up there, uh, law enforcement said, I'll give you anything you want. I'll make. He told me I'll make you magic. I'll make magic with your life, and I'll make you famous today if you be quiet and throw all your stuff away. And the FBI said, and if you do, uh, go with them, the group, and that we will come back and get you for sure. And so they said, if you do, we're gonna turn you into something else that I really don't want to say what they said. But so I didn't go with the group, and I didn't throw my stuff away. But that was the offer that they gave me in California. You throw your stuff away and be quiet and join with us. We'll give you a new life. And the FBI said, and if you do, and if you do, go ahead. And if you do, we gonna push. Can't, can't win with them. So I said, all right, I'll wait on y'all to arrest me whenever you're gonna do it, and then we'll fight it out in court. And then they said, no, you don't tell us what to do. We're not gonna do it your way. So I got arrested either. They just said you're just gonna sit here and live in your car until we feel like you've learned your lesson. So, but in California, they promised me. The group said you'll have a brand new life. They still tell me that. It's not the same in Georgia as it is in California. Because in California, they they saw more of God because my lifestyle was different. I walked and prayed and I kept my music on, so I wouldn't do what I'm doing right now. Because when I'm talking, it aggravates the environment, the white people that or the angry people, the banks and all that, because they know they're wrong. So they don't want to keep talking about it because they be like, ain't nobody ever did this before. How she got the nerve to go on live, even though I'm only live talking to them. It's not like I'm live talking to the world. I'm only live talking to them. So they get mad that that's a nigger has got the audacity to be doing that, and we white and got all this money and this power. Stop that nigger from talking. That's how they look at it. They don't look at it from no other perspective. So they, when I was in California, California seen that, but California, them white men, white ones, they gave me respect because they was like, that girl ain't scared of nothing because the Lord told me not to be, but the FBI had already told me to too. Because they told me that they were gonna look out for me, so they told me not, don't be scared of nothing, nothing, and no one, and so I wasn't. So no matter all the stuff they said they was gonna do to me, as long as I saw the FBI there, then I don't care. You must don't. You're talking all that trash. The FBI is right there. Like I just never said anything. Then when my security turned private, I really just didn't. I really, as long as I saw them, and as long as I saw God, as long whenever I got afraid, I got my Bible, and God always told me, "I'm keeping you. You're not dying, and you shall live and see the works of the Lord, and you're going to be fine. And keep doing what I and saying what I told you to say, and keep going green." So I kept doing that, and every time I went green, every time I said something, somebody white heard it or somebody black heard it, and it was beneficial, and I gained their trust, and it kept going from there. But it never was, that when people came to bother me or to hurt me, uh, I I kept saying, they kept saying God. They kept saying God. And so I woke up in California, and a man looked like he was Chinese was walking towards me, and God woke me up, and I told him, you if you do, and he went off, but I don't know what he was coming to do, but he was walking towards the me, and I was laying on the bench, and God woke me up, and he turned around and went away. God has just always been there and protected me, and it's been so many things that God has protected me from that I did not see, that He kept me from, to keep me from being more traumatized than what I am right now. But in California, I kept my music on. I kept it on. It never went off because I was going through so much, and I was afraid, um, that I saw so much, and I was out there. You walking, you vulnerable. You ain't no car, ain't no locked doors, ain't nothing. You out here with them, and I couldn't back down. Let them. I had to stand up with the power of the Lord that was in me. Greater is He that's in me than all of y'all. Greater is it. Do you know who in me? Do you know who I? Do you know who on my side? Do you see all my angels around me? What? You know, I had to take that. take that stance. I couldn't let nobody tell me we gonna do this to you. And where God gonna be? That's what I used to say. Where is the Lord gonna be when you doing all that? And where is the FBI gonna be? You gonna punk him and God? I don't think so. So I had to stand up and put all my talk into the word of God and let that be life. That nothing else that you saying, you gotta talk and put out what's gonna spin. I can go in this store all day long and talk all day. That's not getting you a tank full of gas. You gotta have that money. Gotta have that bread. When you talking and trying to get currency to move from heaven to earth, you got to have the word of God. You got to know what he said. It's not how you framed it. It got to be the word of God. And he said, no weapon formed against me shall prosper. And he said, I shall live and not die and declare the works of the Lord. And he said that in Psalms 91, he'll take me around every trap. You got to say that word and you got to know what that word means and declare it over your life. Because the devil comes to steal, to kill, and destroy. And if he can take your mind, he can take you out of the will of God. If your mind ain't on him. Now, how did God tell you to live? He said, keep your mind on me, and I'll keep you in perfect peace, that it'll pass all understanding. You won't see these cars out here. You won't pay attention to what they're doing. You won't connect swaps. You won't do this with the intent of it's registering over and over and over and getting your mind that you can't live your life like I called you to live your life and live it more abundantly. You got authority in you to take authority over anybody that come in that card in that store with the wrong card. Decree and declare what God has given you. Take authority over the spirit that is trying to take authority over you. So when that doodle spirit came in the trailer, ain't no weapon formed against me shall prosper. My body functions in the way God had called it to function. You not speaking to that girl. You talking to the spirit that is trying to take over your mind. That's trying to get you to think about what he gonna do when the devil ain't got no power. Say it with me, church. The devil ain't got no power. Why? Because he's been defeated. Why? Because greater is he that is in me than he that is in the world. And whatever God said, that word has to become life to me, and it won't return void. So understanding that, understanding what God said, understanding those principles, understanding that all of that, that's how you change the atmosphere. So I laid at that bus stop in California because I had the power of God. I laid at the bus stop and this and that. I didn't have nowhere to go. I was out there because people saw God. They saw God. Ain't nobody in California that didn't see God. I bet you in California, I don't care who you mention me to in California, in the state of California, and you ask them, did you hear about the Crystal Ketchup story? They gonna say, yeah. Did you, what happened to her? What you know about it? And they'll tell you. Was God really with that girl? Yes. Yeah. Because this happened and that happened, and the white man himself told me at Set Free, that white man said, do whatever your God tell you to do. And he said, this is what we think, but what is God saying to you? You think you should go with us? You think we can help you with a place to stay? Whatever God tell you to do, do that. They knew. They knew. They knew. They used to tell me up there in California, put your music on, because they already knew we want to hear. She gonna write green. We want to hear. They knew. They saw God. So coming down here to Georgia, they see God too. And that's why I lay down and go to sleep. and let my sleep be sweet because I put my trust in the Lord. I turn my music on so I don't talk out of the trauma, out of what is hard to believe that your life is like this and that this is happening and that these people are around and this stuff is going on. So I keep the music on. It keeps me calm, keeps me from thinking about it, keeps me from building so much. It keeps me because I can't believe it. The stuff I be seeing that this is law enforcement and they doing this. So back to the original spot. Is it gonna be a movie? Yes. Yes, this is gonna be a movie. Yes, this is gonna be a movie. It's gonna be a movie. It's gonna be everything. I'm gonna be using this same clip. I want clips at the end of the movie of what I'm doing right now, rolling up different ones talking about this, rolling up. Says she kept her faith. She kept believing. Because I know God wouldn't let this happen to me if it wasn't a good. This is just because I'm saying what I'm saying and all of the stuff that's going on, I still know without a shadow of a doubt that I know God let this happen so that He could make me green, so that He could fix some things in the world, and that when people see that law enforcement can really do this to a person, that's what's going that's what's gonna make um that's what's gonna make me um that's what's gonna make me blessed when people look and see, oh, that guy. I know for a fact white people are saying that. People at the federal courthouse, people that know what's going on, that really know what's going on. Them people is outraged. That is ridiculous what that girl is saying. And is it true? They did that, huh? They did. Them people is changing stuff. Every time I write what need to be going on with that phone, when I wrote yesterday, coming from that bank, and I said, I'ma tell Zelle go to an email, and an email go to the phone. What kind of retarded junk is that? They already knew. They already knew. They was waiting. They was watching and waiting on me to come out that bank. That's what I'm trying to tell you. And the fact that I know that, and ain't nobody told me that, and the FBI know that what I'm saying, they'd be like, was she watched coming out that bank? Like, was they watching to see what she was gonna say? Yes. A bunch of people. Yes. Waiting on me to see how I was gonna build that and link that out. And to see what I was gonna what green was gonna come out of that. Yes. Rich people watch me like that. Like that. Yes. They was on the phone waiting, like on they little eagle eye system, whatever. Yes, they was waiting to see what she gonna say about that. They was on the hook. What is she thinking about that? It's garbage, and it's not supposed to be like that. And so they was like, she's right. That's what they said. God, she right, and she know and can feel us looking. Yes, and I'm saying to them, I'm saying again, if God let me get to this point and to be like this and this gifted, it's not for me to fight with them. I'm on their side. I'm with you. Just let my weird gift work for the world, for the United States. I ain't trying to be like that with the law. I want to change laws. Yeah, that's a given. But I'm saying God didn't give me this gift for me to be in this state. I got this gift so I could be in law enforcement. I wanted to be in that. And God found a way to make my dreams come true. I wanted to be an FBI agent. I wanted to be work for the federal government. I wanted to do that. I said that when I was 18. I want to be in government. And my mama said, no, that's not for a lady. It is with how God done made it. I thought it was being what I wanted, but it wasn't that. It was doing what I am right now, being a spiritual advisor and an environmental psychologist for the United States government. That's what my job title is. Now, when somebody say, well, I don't think he can do that, I thought about that today. God put it in my heart. What did Moses do? What did Moses do? He called Moses, and Moses did what? Came and spent 40 days with God in prayer. And what did he tell Moses to do? What? Right. Right what? Laws, rules. What did he want the people to do? That's what he did. That's all I'm doing. Doing the same thing. Same thing. Writing. What? What God wants people to do. That's what I'm doing. What he wants changed. What he wants said. What do he want said? That he's coming back, that he loves his people, and that he don't want them to give up hope, and that I don't care what happens with artificial intelligence, God's people ain't gonna never be without. Stop waiting on the world to get so bad, because God is gonna always make provision for his children. He gonna always make provision for America. We the only country that is under God, the only ones other than Israel. And our job is to keep that relationship tight because that's what God wants us to do. And out of that, he takes care of us. That's the agreement. You take care of them, I'm always fighting for you. Is that not biblical? Yes, it's biblical. Yes, it's biblical. Everything that I just said is in the Bible. What happened with Jehoshaphat? People was coming from where other countries, other places, to fight them. And what they did, they went to God and he fought them. Took care of every enemy they had. Same thing. What I'm giving you ideas. I want to present themselves in the United States because I want to do this. I want to show myself great to the whole world. But this is the people. What he said, when my people humble themselves and call by my name, humble themselves and pray and seek my face, I will heal their land. This is my people because you said we're one nation under who? Under God. So those are my people. So we're now the children of Israel in a way. He's delivering us from so many different things, from things that we have caused on ourselves. Systemic racism should never be. God is not cool with that. Inequality. God is not cool with that. People around here putting other SIM cards in your phone. You know that's not your SIM card. Take that out of there. So that that sort of thing, those are things that he fixed. So what the devil meant for harm, God worked it out. The devil meant for it to be on the level. I'm gonna try to kill her off. I'm gonna try to get her in prison. She's gonna change the lives of too many people. Look at it for what it is. They know she don't like no children. The FBI knows she don't sell drugs. The FBI know I'm not on drugs. The FBI know that I'm only 48. It ain't nothing that they don't know. So in all of that, then why is we at this level? Because God has an agenda. And the devil doesn't want that agenda to take place. Period. That's why we're here. That's why I'm on live tonight. Because the devil doesn't want God to get the glory. Do you think for 1 second that the devil would not fight me and you're trying to go to St. Jude and do what? Heal children? I'm going to say she like little boys. I'm going to say that she do this. Everything that God intended, the devil came with a counter plan. God said, I want you to invent medicine. I went to school for that. FBI know that. I went to school, and when I was 18, I wanted to be a pharmacy tech. I said, Mommy said I can't do the government. I'm going to be a pharmacist. Well, what was I doing there? gonna change the environment. I didn't like what I saw. So what happened? The devil said, "I'm gonna put her in the drugs, like she's running with the Mexicans." God know that. That's not true. The FBI know that. That's not happening. So from there, what else? Prison reform. I'm gonna put her in prison. I wrote up President Obama in 2010 when I came home, and told him, I God gave me an idea. I've always been doing what I'm doing right now. I was writing care plans in 2010. I was writing care plans. Right, exactly what I'm doing now. God had put it in me now on a greater level, but I was doing it all along. All along, I was doing it, doing what I'm doing now. And the devil just doesn't want me to do this. The devil doesn't want me to take men like that is over there standing up there looking lost, and telling them and giving people ideas and hope, and restoring them and taking them off drugs and giving them a place to stay, and making sure women are not out here on the street prostituting themselves, and giving people hope, and telling people, most importantly, about Jesus Christ, that he can change your life. The FBI used to watch me go and make well, not make them, but go buy false IDs and go out here and rent stuff and sell it. And and look at how God don't even let me have nothing to drink. How he took cigarettes, how he took weed, how he took all a girl out of my bed, out of my room, and gave me what? The desire. Well, I always had it, but restored the desire for men. God did that. The devil wanted me to be all these different things, but God did what he did. And it's amazing. So I gotta write in my notebook, and I'm probably gonna see what I'm gonna get out of this story. Plug up this phone. So I'm not gonna let it bother me. I'm gonna put my trust in the Lord, and finna do nothing else but trust him. That's it. Might see if I got the energy to go in here and get me something to eat and go wash myself off. I got so dirty tonight, and I need to wash myself off. But like I said, I know I'm on purpose, and no weapon formed against me shall prosper. I thank the Lord for his divine protection and his wonderful hands that go before me, that guide me, that keep me in all my ways. And that he protect me and he cover my car. There's angels all over my car. And if they did, somebody open the gas tank thing, it was probably to give me the good idea that what you said was good about creating the fuel, creating the battery, because God sure gave me that early today. Was connecting that plan, because I asked God, and He had told me a while back. I drew them in California. It was two cartridges. One go to the battery, and one go to the engine. And um, and one is abstract, and one is a compound, uh, a solid. And so I was creating that today, putting that together. Look, all these men that came to this store, and just about all of them is gay. It's a shame. All right, let me go in here. Oh, last night around this same time, I think it was last night. Yeah, I said I'm gonna get me a little bit of rest and wake up in like an hour. I woke up like after 7, and I went to sleep about 5, and I woke up like after 7. I write in my notebook. I was supposed to do my homework. I wish I had me somewhere to go to bed. I just don't want to go. I just I slept at that lady house one time and woke up the next day and didn't go to the bathroom. I said never again. I took a nap in the one time. They had that little boy running through there trying to bother my dreams. Then the third time went over there the other day and Harvard was barking in my sleep. It's not the place. Problem. I wanted to go and get myself in bed and go to sleep. I'm trying to get some energy to go in this store. I'm tired. I worked hard today. They make you be homeless just to exploit your location. Alright. If you get Anyway, so I can't even fathom what man will let a girl be homeless. It didn't make no sense to me. But they do it. They want me to go stay in. If I did everything they want me to do, I would probably be, I'm not going to say alright, I would be miserable, but they would be happy. I probably wouldn't be, I wouldn't be homeless. You could live with men and swap balls, and they would get paid through Chime, and then I don't think, if they, okay, if I didn't talk and say anything, then they would probably let me have um, a work advance because they like to keep you in debt. And then so you could do that, and so um, and you would get paid on Wednesday, so it would seem like you're winning. You get paid earlier, but it's still a week. And then they wouldn't do the $200 incentive that they keep advertising. They would probably do like 25 for me, but we'll advertise 200 to get you to apply. But then when you do it, we'll say uh, we have to give you $20. They'll probably do it like that, and they'll probably be like, we'll give you $10 each week. It won't be $20 at the same time. Like that's how they do it. But and then go stay at Pad Split. I don't want to do none of that. And codes going on your door, and they be talking about. They get on my nerves when they be talking about, and nobody else can enter and have your code. Shut up. Do you know? Oh, they get on my nerves. They get on my nerves. Uh, talking over uh, talking over how things really are. Trying to make people believe stuff that's not true. Ain't nobody gonna go in your room and nobody had a code but you. Shut up, idiot. That junk is electronic. Everybody in the moment got it. Nothing you can have in this world that the FBI can't get in if they want to. Then people get on my nerves with that mess. That's how that man had that code on that door at 50 Adams Lake. That was a pass, but and them people tell lies. All they do is set up stuff, organizations, and tell lies. Put them codes and stuff and link up stuff and have you going in there like it's yours. That's all they do is tell lies. all day. Never, not one day. They just not telling lies. They just lie all day long. Just tell lies. Get up. You lying today? Yes. Alright. Lie. Just tell lies. No way in the world somebody working a job like that and get off and have to sleep in their car, or if you go lay somewhere, then you got to worry about somebody saying, "Here go the poison." You get her and stick her behind her ear with this shot. Give her 4 cc's of thiazide, and then we gonna watch her wake up in the morning and take this and put it in her eyes when she sleep, and wait for her to wake up and stick her in her knees to try to make. Ain't no way somebody supposed to be going through that. No way in the world. And every time I think about it, I say, and just think, somebody white will never know what this feel like. They never knew what it feel like to be a slave, and they will never know what it feel like to be going through this. That white boy said today at work, he's going to do this and get him alone and go through this, and he talked with such confidence. He didn't never say, "I'm going to see if I can get along," or "I think that that man said, I'm going to do it, and it's going to all work out, and I'm doing this in the next summer, and this is going to be my career." And he knew that he could, and he knew that it was going to work out because he had the main ingredient: his color, his freedom, the security. It's a lot to take in.